Janet Beckers here with your wonderful web TV tip of the week. Today this is building on a previous episode where I talked about high price programs, and so today I'm going to be talking to you about one of the problems that comes with having a high price program and what to do instead. This is not just for high price programs, but it tends to be highlighted once you start charging people more money, and it comes from internal. The thing is, do you have boundaries? You need to set boundaries around everything that you're doing in your business, and more so when it comes to a high price program, because quite often what happens when you're first starting to run a high price program is you feel as if I have got to give and give and give, that basically they've bought your soul, that you just have to do as much as you can. The thing is, if you do that, it gets really, really blurry for people because they're not quite sure what they can expect of you and what they can't expect. And and a lot of times it is taking their power away because you're wanting to worry and do everything for them. I know this happened to me for the first few times I ran high price programs, and I've been doing them for years now, is I would wake up at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning worrying about them. They're grown-ups, for heaven's sake, so they are responsible for their own success. You're not responsible for their success. You're responsible for helping them to create that success. So you've got to have those boundaries first around about your own time, your own energy, and your own worrying, and also those boundaries around what can people expect of you. So be very, very clear from the very, very beginning about, this is the time we get, these are the kind of things I can help you with, this is the kind of response time you can expect. Set very, very clear boundaries because people really, really appreciate it, because they don't want to abuse your time, but they also want to know what they're allowed to do. So that is a really important part for you to be able to get very, very clear from the beginning. And I'll tell you what I've found from experience from running these now for years is, sometimes you can be very prescriptive when you're running your programs. Like, you can perhaps get too carried away with the way that things get organised. And one example would be, we will always have a coaching call or a mentoring call on, twice a month or once a week, once a month, whatever works for you. And they'll be on these particular days. What I have found since then is, people know when they need help. It doesn't have to be when I've said it. So as long as I say to people, okay, you've got this number of platinum passes where you can come and get the help when you need it and what you need it on, it hands over the power to them, but they still know the boundaries. So that's just one example of how you can set those boundaries and give the power back to people while still retaining your own your own power as well in that relationship. So it sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? That you need to be considering these things, but a lot of it is because it comes internal to you, wanting to over-deliver because you've got extra zeros behind what you've charged people. So I'd love to hear from you. Have you run a high price program, or have you been part of a program where the boundaries weren't set very well and expectations weren't clear? Or have you been part of a program where they were too regimented, perhaps? I'd love to hear what's been your experience. And of course, anything that you can share down below is really going to be helping the people who are going to be watching this video and learning from you as much as they're going to be learning from me. So I'll see you down below, and I'll come and join the conversation. Bye.